from different things. For instance, a person could have a clotting disease, or they could have had a football injury, something that made the bone not be healthy in that particular area. The most common reason is that the tooth was removed and the periodontal ligament was not taken out, and therefore that void of where the tooth was never did fill in appropriately with healthy bone. The second most common reason is that bacteria that's in a root canal tooth will find a microfracture through that particular root surface and kind of wormhole through the bone and create a void. And so it's not uncommon for a cavitation to occur next to a root canal. The most common spots are the wisdom teeth.
The wisdom teeth are unique in that there are 4 circuits going through it instead of just 2. It's heart, small intestine, and the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. And so you see people whose adrenal glands are not working, and it's because they have infection where their wisdom teeth were taken out, because you can have infections in the bone where your wisdom teeth were taken off for 50 years and essentially have no pain there, but it completely destroys your life. When you don't have enough adrenaline, you have trouble going to sleep, and then you have trouble dealing with stress. And then it gets to where you can't stand any stimulus. So you don't like loud music, you don't like loud noises, you can't be around a rowdy crowd, you can't be around people who are arguing. Now, what I just described is a person whose life's in the toilet.
For instance, I myself had my wisdom teeth out when I was in dental school. About 30 years later, I developed a heart arrhythmia, and nothing seemed to help it. I would take intravenous vitamins, I tried homeopathics, nothing was doing it. And all of a sudden I said, wait a minute, let me check, see if I have a cavitation. That wisdom tooth, which is on the heart meridian, you see, was causing the problem.
If you can get a good normal 3D cone beam x-ray of your jawbone, then you do have a much higher reassurance that you don't have this cavitation process going on inside the jawbone as well.
And if the dentist unroofs that and scoops that stuff out and then removes that ligament and then that heals, that patient can get well.
One of the questions that we get is, are there things I can do prior to my procedure to increase my ability to heal properly from a surgical procedure like a cavitation or from a root canal removal? One of the biggest things that you can do is to have proper nutrition, be eating a clean diet, be getting enough proteins and enough vitamins and minerals.
When that tooth comes out, you want to make sure that the socket is cleaned out really well. You want to remove the periodontal ligament. If there's infection, you want to get rid of the infection, and then you let it heal. I like to let the body fill it in with its own natural bone. You have to wait at least 3 months for that. You want to check it and make sure that it did heal, that you don't have cavitation. But let's say it's healed. How do you replace the tooth? Well, you have different options. Of course, an option is you don't replace it, you leave it alone. Another option is you can use something removable, which most people don't like. It's not very comfortable. The other option is you can put a bridge in, where you're bridging that space. And there are 2 types of bridges. The traditional bridge, which I don't like, is where you have to mutilate the teeth on either side of that space to hold the missing tooth. And the problem with that is when you mutilate those teeth, you increase the odds that those teeth could need a root canal in the future. So I prefer to use a bonded type bridge, where the abutment teeth, as they're called, or the supporting teeth, have minimal preparation, and that holds the missing tooth. Now, the only downside with that really is that it periodically will come loose and need to be re-cemented.
Now, of course, the best option is to take really good care of our teeth and gums with a comprehensive dental program, so we never need a root canal. But let's say that hasn't happened, like me and a lot of other people I know. Let's say there was trauma involved and you didn't get an option. Can't really walk around with no front teeth. It's not very good for business. Am I going to have some sort of bridge? Am I going to have some sort of implant?